Welcome back, true believers, to another Spider-Man PS4 related video, and today I'm going to be discussing which love interest, or interests, plural, that we could see in the game. So, a couple things. One, if I sound weird, I just came back from a dentist appointment, as well as I'm not kind of feeling too well right now, so sorry guys if my voice sounds strange. And also, the three main choices, which you'll question me for not being in this list, which are Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, and Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat. The reason why they are not on there, I'm assuming in this universe Gwen Stacy is dead. The second one with Mary Jane is that I feel like she's already going to be in there just because that seems to be the love interest that's always in every Spider-Man game. She has been in every single original Spider-Man game like Web of Shadows and Ultimate Spider-Man and even Edge of Time. There was no love interest in Shattered Dimensions, oddly enough, but in the main story-focused games, Mary Jane has always been the chosen choice, so I'm assuming she's already going to be in this game. And Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat, we've had in 3 Spider-Man games in a row now, Edge of Time in the 2 Amazing Spider-Man games, as well as Spider-Man 2, and I'm sure tons of other games I'm forgetting right now. So if she is in here, she'll probably just be like a villain or like a sidekick or something. But I don't know if she'll be in the game or not. So this is to start off my list with 4 love interests that we have only seen once or not seen at all in any Spider-Man game. And I feel like that Insomniac, since they're such a creative team of developers, they will find a really interesting way on how to portray these characters in the game. And first up, we have Liz Allen. So Liz Allen is the best friend of Mary Jane, and she's just kind of like Mary Jane in the same sense. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's witty, and she, sometimes, though, she kind of has, like, not schizophrenic issues, but she's kind of, like, paranoid about a couple things, because at one point, she was Harry Osborn's girlfriend, and then when Harry Osborn was the Green Goblin, she found out about him, and then she got kind of totally stressed out and sad and worried about Harry. But then I think also, I might be wrong, but at one point I think her and Peter might have been together at one point, or at least since Peter and her were friends. Then I think they kind of got together at one point and just started to go out on dates and stuff, or hang out. And she's a really interesting character to expand upon, so I would love to see if she would be in the game. And that's my first choice. Second choice is Betty Brant. So in my opinion, Elizabeth Banks is Betty Brant, portrayed in the Sam Raimi movies as Spider-Man. She did a fantastic job of being that character, and she totally perfectly represents that character. She's smart, she's witty, and she's also flirty with Peter. Peter, I think, sees Betty as a compatriot, as like an ally, and as a friend, and as a work colleague, but I think Betty really likes Peter in the sense that she knows that he's a nice guy, and then he has his Aunt May, and then also he has to deal with J. Jonah Jameson. So they also, at one point, at least kind of went out on a couple dates, and even in the Spectacular Spider-Man show, Peter really liked Betty Brant at one point, and then Betty Brant said that she was too old for Peter. But in this, I'm assuming that they're relatively the same age in the Spider-Man game, so if they were to show Betty Brant, because I know for a fact we're going to get the Daily Bugle in the game, it just makes sense, so seeing Betty Brant in that Daily Bugle workplace, and then maybe being able to interact with her as Peter, go out on dates maybe, be a blast to see. So that's number 2. Number 3, and now we're kind of getting in the unknowns. If you're really hardcore Spider-Man fans, you'll know who these 2 characters are. We have Carly Cooper as number 3. So she's kind of like the new girl in town. She's also a cop / FBI agent. She's also worked a lot with the feds, with Peter, like kind of like Jean DeWolf, kind of like that. But she's also kind of quirky, and she also has her kind of flaws, but she's also really nice and sweet and charming and intelligent, and that works perfectly with Peter, because Peter is the exact same. So they could really show that in a, like, maybe there's a crime scene, then Carly Cooper is there to investigate, or, Peter has to go down to the precinct to go and check out on something for the New York police to warn them about a villain or whatever, and then Carly's there. And it'd be really cool to see how that dynamic plays out if she's in the game, which would be great. And Carly Cooper's a really interesting character to expand upon. And finally on this list, again, an unknown character, but if you have seen the 90s Spider-Man cartoon with Christopher Daniel Barnes, you'll know who this character is. This is Debra Whitman. So Debra Whitman is kind of like the college flame of Peter Parker, or at least like a friend of Peter Parker when he was in college, when they were both lab assistants to Dr. Kurt Connors, aka the Lizard. And she is kind of Peter's rival in a way, because she's just as smart as Peter, if not probably smarter. She has her own kind of shyness and quirks to her, but she's also really independent, and that could work great with Peter. And again, since Insomniac is a really creative team, I would not be surprised if we were to see at least one of these characters. In my opinion, I feel like Mary Jane's already in the game. I feel like Gwen Stacy's dead. I don't know if we'll get Black Cat or not. I feel like Betty Brant will definitely be in the game, since I feel like the Daily Bugle will most likely be in the game. Liz Allen, maybe. Carly Cooper, maybe. And Debra Whitman, maybe. But these are just my thoughts on who the love interests could possibly be for Spider-Man in the game of Spider-Man PS4. Let me know what all of your thoughts are in the comments section down below, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, true believers. Peace out.